Let's go. And
welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Bros. It is week 10 of college football. I cannot believe we are already here. Got some big rivalries. Got a lot of good games this week. This is going to feel like we picked about 25 games, but I think it's only 13 or 14. But
still a lot. It's like half the slate.
I mean, well, we've already had 7 games this Thursday night. We've already had 7 games this week. The action is off and running, so...
I'm glad I didn't have any teams play on Tuesday or Wednesday.
You probably did have a team.
I forgot.
Not that I was going to play anyway.
Oh, okay. All right. So, first game of the week. It is a rivalry game. It is a military game. It is Army at Air Force. Air Force is actually a 2.5-point favorite in Arlington at home.
I'm taking Army. I didn't play them in the college football fantasy because I don't want to lose them.
Yeah.
But
you can't take them, I'm sorry.
I'm taking Army. I'm scared to take them, but I want Army. I want Army.
I thought Air Force was going to beat San Diego State the other day. Army has beaten or at least played with Wisconsin. I'm going to go Army as well.
You taking the
tough.
It's tough. Oh, that's just the first of the few games.
I know, that's tough though.
Taking the chair force?
Give me Force. Give me Air Force.
Taking Air Force.
Give me Air Force.
You call them the cheer force?
Yes.
Okay. I'll let you explain that later. So.
Because that's all they do is sit in chairs out there, man.
Oh my God. All right. Another close game, which I don't know how this is really projected that close, but we'll see what happens. Number 9 Wake Forest is at North Carolina. North Carolina is a 2.5-point favorite at noon.
Wake.
Yeah.
Give me Wake. I don't think they're gonna.
I don't know. I don't know what the experts are seeing here. I'm going to take the undefeated Wake team, and yeah, sure they may have not played anybody, but North Carolina has looked bad this year in big games. So give me Wake.
Wake as well.
Ooh.
Agreed. UNC and Sam Howell and Mac Brown have just not figured it out yet this year. They've been too.
That Heisman hopeful went to a Heisman no-ful.
Yeah, it was
too up and down. They're just too unpredictable. You don't know what North Carolina team's going to show up, and even if the best North Carolina team shows up, I think Wake's still better than they are.
Yeah. Offensively, I think they are.
Yeah.
Wake, you're in trouble. If all 3 of us are picking this, you're in trouble. Another interesting game out of conference. Kind of a big line, but some people are really saying put the money on Liberty here. So Liberty at number 16, Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a 9.5-point favorite.
Ole Miss covers.
Yeah. Give me Ole Miss. I'll take Liberty plus the points.
Yeah, Liberty's got the running quarterback, which I think has been dangerous against Ole Miss's little 3-2-17 defense. It feels like they have 17 defensive backs on the field every time, but
that 3-3.
It's not even a 3-3. It's literally like a 3-2-6. But for Ole Miss, they just haven't. I don't know that I've been amazed by Ole Miss. Like they had a big win against Arkansas. And since then, I just haven't felt like Ole Miss was really that impressive yet. So.
Yeah, but you got Corral back there. I think
Corral got hurt last week, but he seemed to have come back apparently. So I think he should be good to go in this game from all I'm reading. But I'm going to take Ole Miss too.
All right.
You going Ole Miss?
Ole Miss, yeah.
Okay. 4th game of the week, SMU at Memphis. This is a big game for the American. SMU not currently ranked in the playoff committee, but they're in the top 25 in the AP poll. They're going on the road at Memphis. Memphis only a 4.5-point dog.
I'm going SMU.
Okay.
Give me the Blacklisters.
What?
They were blacklisted back in the day.
Oh, SMU. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you say blacklisted?
Blacklisted.
Yeah, they were blacklisted back in the day.
They had the death penalty problem. So.
Sorry, SMU, for those who don't understand what I was doing.
Even we didn't really catch it first.
Well, he said it so quick, I didn't know what he said.
Hey, some of us weren't alive in the 70s, though, so...
yeah, I'll have to ask about that.
Let's see. I will take SMU, too. I will take SMU, too, and we'll all go the full sweep. Memphis is probably going to win the game because all 3 of us picked SMU, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, the last time we did anything with Memphis, we got screwed, so...
Yeah.
SMU's winning.
5th game of the week, we got number 13, Michigan State, high off their win over Michigan, going to Purdue.
Number 3, right?
Number 3, sorry, yeah, I said 13, my bad. Number 3, Michigan State. I don't know where I was coming from with that.
At Purdue.
Purdue, only a 3-point underdog.
which is surprising to me.
Yeah, I feel like that line should at least be 10.
For a number 3 team to be playing an unranked Purdue team.
Yeah.
Purdue's had a few good wins this year, though. I'm not mad at Purdue.
Yeah.
But Michigan State walked out of there with a win.
Yeah, me too. I'm taking Michigan State. Honestly, betting-wise, I kind of want to take Michigan State minus the 3. I feel like that's pretty easy for them to cover.
Yeah, I'll go Michigan State. I feel like they might have a lull in the beginning coming off that big game, but
Yeah.
they'll probably manage to pull it out.
Okay. Number 11, Oklahoma State at West Virginia. West Virginia only a 3.5-point underdog.
Be OK State.
At some point, OK State is going to trip up. At some point, and I don't know when it's going to be. I'm not sure if it's going to be this weekend because really and truthfully, I mean, West Virginia has won a big game this year, but can it really be this week? I mean, can West Virginia really pull it off? They got a strong defense. They beat Iowa State last week, but I got a feeling the Cowboys, especially with Sanders at quarterback, have enough mobility to kind of move the ball against a really tough defense in West Virginia. So for me, I'm going to take Oklahoma State as well.
I would say I don't know much about West Virginia this year other than, like you said, I think I've heard good things about their defense. I hadn't heard much about their offense. I hadn't heard much about their offense in the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, it's
but their defense has seemed to stand out for them.
Yeah.
I just don't think that's going to be enough for them to win the game. So Oklahoma State.
Okay. Number 12, Baylor at TCU. Baylor a 6.5-point favorite.
Give me Baylor.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with Baylor as well.
Especially with Peterson leaving, they're just gonna be defeated. Like they're gonna just feel defeated and depleted. So
TCU wise,
Yeah.
I can understand that. I'm with you. I don't think Baylor is really the 12th best team in the country, but I think they're good enough to beat TCU.
Agree. Baylor's looked good this year. They hadn't disappointed me in anything I've seen on or watched.
So a team that we've been given a little bit of crap to for being 17th in the country in the college football playoff rankings, Mississippi State at 17 is going on the road to an unranked Arkansas team, and Arkansas is a 4.5-point favorite.
Is Arkansas still? What are they? 5-3?
They are 5-3.
They're 5-3. Yeah.
I think
they're 1-3 in the SEC.
I think Arkansas wins this one. Kind of make a statement to that we can play still in the SEC. We may have started out hot, but their last four? I mean, they played Alabama already, right?
No.
They
played.
Let's see who they played there.
They played Georgia. They played Ole Miss, and they beat Texas A&M. It was Auburn is who they lost to.
Okay. So, you played 4 really good teams in the SEC in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah, they got to play Georgia.
Yeah. Well, they already played Georgia. They got to play Alabama.
Oh, that was the last 5, not next 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you played 4 of the. You got the top team in the East, A&M, who's now probably 3rd in the West, battling it between Ole Miss too.
Yeah.
They had a tough stretch there. So I don't blame them for losing 3 games in that stretch. And I think they are still that team that we saw at the beginning of the year that came out hot, and they can go out and get this win over Mississippi State.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Mississippi State. I think Coach Leach can dial up enough offensively to put points up on the board to hang with Arkansas, who's probably going to be able to run the ball pretty well on Mississippi State.
Especially the quarterback.
They got a young kid out there, defensive coordinator at Mississippi State, that everybody's drooling over because he's dialing up blitzes and all kinds of stuff. So, and really, they've only allowed 90 yards a game on the ground defensively. So, maybe that's a tough enough matchup for Arkansas to kind of keep them at bay. So, I'm going to take the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Pick Suey.
Okay.
Arkansas.
All right. We got number 19, North Carolina State, going to Florida State. Florida State only a 2.5-point underdog in this. Can you believe that?
Go Pat.
Give
me NC State.
Yeah, give me NC State too.
Y'all taking NC State?
Yeah.
Okay. So, This is tough for me because, I like NC State. I got NC State in the College Fantasy League. Tallahassee's a tough place to play. It's not at night, but that 3-5 Florida State team has beaten Syracuse, beaten North Carolina, beat the brains out of UMass, and truthfully only lost to Clemson by 4. That last touchdown probably shouldn't have counted.
Yeah, the only cover for Clemson all year.
It counted as a cover, but on the road at Clemson they lost to North Carolina at 4. So NC State didn't look good against Miami, and they had some moments against Louisville they didn't look good. But I'll be with y'all. I'll stick with the pack, and we'll all go NC State here. So big game and surprising game, but a big rivalry game somewhat. Tennessee at number 18 Kentucky. Two teams that none of us at this table particularly like. Kentucky, at some sites you can get them a pick 'em, and some sites you get Kentucky +1.
Yeah, last I saw it was a pick 'em.
So they're favoring Tennessee in this?
I'm taking Tennessee.
At Kentucky?
I'm going Tennessee at Kentucky.
Is Hooker starting?
Yeah.
Because he was out, last week?
Looks like he's on the board, so that would be starting unless this says something different.
Well, that's just the season leaders.
It says active.
All right, give me Tennessee.
Wow, I'm gonna stick with Kentucky. I've seen the Wildcats play some really close games this year, and yeah, they didn't look good against Mississippi State, and of course they got blown out by Georgia, but. I'm going to tell you right now, I think Kentucky, if they can run the ball effectively against Tennessee, will be able to control the clock, control the game, and play the way they want to play.
See, but
but Tennessee's got so much big play potential.
Yeah.
My thing is with Kentucky, you don't know, there's no reason. If you went out and beat Florida and LSU and were able to hang 42 on LSU, why did you only beat South Carolina by 6?
That's because we have a tough defense. We have,
Florida doesn't?
No, not particularly. We'll break that down in a minute.
LSU doesn't?
No.
Yeah, I mean...
No.
They really don't.
You know why LSU beat Florida? That's what everybody's been wondering is how did LSU beat Florida? Florida threw 4 interceptions.
They beat themselves. Florida beat themselves.
LSU never turned the ball over.
But, granted, is halfway decent as the Carolina defense is.
Yeah.
There's no reason why you should only hang 16 on. They should have put more points up on us, I think.
They could have, probably. Yeah, you probably could have hung another touchdown on South Carolina.
Yeah.
But
so I mean, I think there's, depending on what offense shows up for Kentucky, will determine what how the games go. If it's a low scoring game like that, Tennessee wins all day.
Probably.
But if it ends up being a shootout like it was at LSU, or if they're able to hang 42,
yeah, Tennessee's got no chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Boise State at number 23 Fresno State. Fresno, a 5-point favorite.
Fresno's what, 1-loss team this year?
Fresno is a 2-loss team now. They have lost to the Hawaii Warriors, and they lost to Oregon. Okay. Or UCLA, sorry,
UCLA. They beat
Oregon. No, they lost to Oregon.
So then they beat UCLA.
Yes, they lost to Oregon but beat UCLA. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Fresno State. I'll take them at home.
Yeah, I'll go with
Boise's let me down the last. Well, I played them 1 week, didn't play them. That's the week they won. No, that's the week they lost to Air Force. Is the week I didn't play them.
Yeah.
And then I think I sat them. I think last week too. But either way, Boise's another one of those teams that, depending on how the offense looks, will determine. Because I think their defense all around is decent. They usually play decent defense. It's just, can their offense sustain drives enough to actually put up enough?
Who are you taking?
Fresno.
Okay, I'm going to take Boise State. Boise State is very consistent. But some days they show up and they beat number 10 BYU by a touchdown, and some days they show up and they get beat. They give up 41 points to Nevada.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah.
So I'm going to take Boise State. I'm just going to kind of risk it this week. Not anything in particular why I feel like Boise State's going to beat Fresno. But some weeks they like to show up and be that guy, and I'm going to take a risk on it this week. Some local games for us as we get to the end of the slate. Coastal at Georgia Southern. Of course, Coastal is a 19.5-point favorite.
Yeah, Coastal.
I'm imagining all three of us will take Coastal. Anyone feel like Coastal can cover that against Georgia Southern?
Yes. Georgia Southern, I don't think is that strong of a team.
I think good.
Okay, I'll take that too. Florida at South Carolina.
What's the line?
18.
Florida wins by 4 touchdowns.
Wow.
No.
My guy.
Florida wins, but I think Carolina covers.
I said it against A&M.
Florida wins, Carolina covers.
No, I think Florida beats us as bad as A&M just did.
I'm with Keith on this one. I'm going to take Florida, of course, and I think South Carolina can keep it under 3 touchdowns.
Having a week off, figuring out what you're going to do at quarterback, whether it's going to be Jordan Brown or it's going to be Zeb,
Jason Brown,
whoever, it's going to be. He only plays like 4 snaps all year.
I know.
Kid still doesn't have his first pube yet. He's 18.
So, shoot, he's 25 at this point. They've been around forever. So
whether it's Jason Brown or Zeb Nolan or even Gauthier, I think Carolina having that week off is going to be able to help them somewhat. It's all going to depend on how they play offensively, but I think they cover.
Okay. Clemson at Louisville. This one's actually a close game. Louisville is a 4-point underdog.
Give me Louisville. The way Louisville's been playing.
Louisville's looked good the last few weeks. I think Clemson's finally starting to figure it out. I'm going to take Clemson this week.
I'm going to take Louisville, and I'm going to tell you why. It's the running quarterback thing. It's been a problem for Clemson with Georgia Tech. It's been a problem. Not that Pickett is really a running quarterback. He's a Heisman Trophy candidate throwing for 400 yards a game, but he had mobility to get himself around the pocket. We saw it with Florida State, keeping them in the game, and then of course NC State with Leary, and
yeah,
it's kind of a running quarterback thing for them. So I'm actually going to take Louisville on this one.
Okay.
2 big games this week. Have no idea why Gameday is not at A&M, but number 13 Auburn is at number 14 A&M. Texas A&M a 4.5-point favorite.
Auburn.
Ooh, that was very quick and confident.
Auburn. The way Auburn's been playing, Auburn's look stellar. Their defense is clicking. Bo Nix is actually finally playing quarterback like he should. They're running the ball.
I see it. Bo's looked good the last 2 weeks.
Tank or whatever the
Tank Bigsby.
Tank Bigsby.
Yeah, I mean he's killing it. Yeah, I like Auburn to win.
Man, I was thinking I'd have a little more time to think about it. I didn't even know if I was that confident in what's going to happen there. But wow, Texas A&M looks so good against us, but it's just us. I'm going to take A&M. Auburn's won some big games. They beat Arkansas. They beat Ole Miss by 11. You know, they were somewhat in the Georgia game until the 3rd quarter. But I think A&M at home, it's 3:30 games, a loud crowd, the Aggie war cry. I'm going to take Texas A&M.
I think it's going to be low scoring game, and I think Auburn tweaks it out.
Okay, I like that.
The 12th man is going to be a factor, and that's, if you can put up 24, you win this game.
Okay.
I think if Auburn can put up 24, I think you win this
neither
game.
defense averaging giving up 20 points, and Texas A&M's defense averaging less than 200 yards a game passing given up. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Well, it's game day. It's not really a close game, or it's not projected to be at least. Tulsa at Cincinnati. Cincinnati a 22.5-point favorite, the number 6 team in the country. We've talked a lot about the playoff rankings for them. Give me your winner and give me the line cover. Who's
Cincinnati covers.
You think they're going to win by 22.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me the matchup.
I think Cincinnati puts it on them.
I tell you what, it's really.
But I think this is the same point too, though. Is Cincinnati has to beat teams by like 30 to prove a point.
Yeah, I mean they have to win convincingly, and Tulsa they lost a close game to Navy. They beat South Florida. They beat Memphis. They got blown out by Houston. They were with. No, it was Tulane actually Tulsa almost beat Oklahoma State actually to start the season.
Oklahoma.
No, Tulane was the team that almost beat Oklahoma to start the season too. So both those teams in close ones. you know, for me, it's pretty easy to say Cincinnati, and I'll be honest with you, if I'm Cincinnati, I'm so pissed off at the fact that I'm number 6 in the country right now, I'm beating them by 30 as well. So I'll take Cincinnati with the points.
Yeah, Cincinnati to cover.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to have to make a statement. They're going to just have to, they're going to have to be like old Bowden back in the day, just run that score up.
Yep.
I say, what Dabo had to do 2 years ago, you know, just to.
He had to.
Yeah,
he had no choice. Yeah.
He had no choice. So, all right, and that is your Week 10 college football predictions. A lot of games, but we'll see who ends up coming the best out of the three of us and gets bragging rights next week for Week 11.
Let's do it.
All right.